Oh,
We
well.
always had a council back in the basics.
Mr. Fryman brought that up earlier.
What I do wrong now?
They had one meeting.
Have you seen this?
You volunteered for it.
When did I do that?
After
Tommy,
about
they
3
got one-
strows.
They have one meeting a month.
Are you on?
I'll have her get put in
I think he done put Tommy on it.
Thanks, Lenny.
Redevelop. You're welcome, buddy.
Brian, man.
Watches. 97 BPM, where it's been for like
Man.
hours.
You got a right man for the job. I told him.
Yeah,
I spoke highly for you.
All right.
the resting room around 80.
Okay.
All right, I'll call a meeting order, Board of Works meeting for March 16th, 2020. Get a roll call, please.
Sure. Board member Tony Abbott.
Here.
Board member Tommy Roulette.
Present.
Police chief David Snyder.
Here.
Fire chief Johnny Tremaine.
Here.
EMS director Rick Clark.
Here.
City attorney Dale Walden.
Here.
City coordinator Brian Messmore.
Here.
President Kelly Malone.
Here.
And myself.
Okay, before we get started, I just want to inform the public. I know it will be online as well, so I know we don't have a lot of people in the audience tonight, but just an update of what the city is doing regarding the coronavirus. We're taking preventive steps today. We actually put a press release out, and what it is saying is all of our buildings that is city-owned are locked and not public accessible during the days, during work hours. That's for two reasons. That's to protect the public, but also to protect our employees. We have made arrangements, as you will see on all of the doors. You will have a phone number to call or some instructions, but the same message is on all the doors throughout the city. We just ask that people bear with us through the time that this is going to take to get through this. Right now, we are going to hold true to our precautionary measures at a minimum till May 11th. All events between now and May 11th are canceled within the city. Events over 50 people. I just did hear that this afternoon, though, the president asked that you don't gather in more than groups of 10. So I don't know if that'll be changed or not, but I know the CDC put out groups of 50. So that means that involves a lot of groups. The other thing I'll say is that we're working very closely with the health department here at the county. The commissioners, obviously, Mayor of Aurora, Mayor of Greendale, and also all the state and federal officials as well. So we're taking in consideration everything that everybody is putting into memos and stuff, and that's what we did with our press release. And if people need a copy of the press release, it's out on our website. Also, the thinklawrenceburg.com. And it's on social media. We've given a press release, I believe, went to the newspaper today, went to the radio station today. So it should be very accessible to people. It explains what we are doing and duration and things. We have been told that to expect many updates for days to come. A lot of times it's multiple times a day. I know things changed this morning from 9 o'clock to 2 o'clock. It was changed. So we had meetings with all of our folks again, and just to reassure them of how we were going to conduct business. We're still going to, first responders are still going to be first responders. We're still going to have police, fire, and EMS doing their jobs. We're still going to have people picking up garbage. We're still going to have people working, but number one, we're going to be a lot smarter with the way we're doing it based upon the precautions that have been explained to us. And that's as of today. Tomorrow it could change because it just depends what gets thrown in our lap and how we go about it. So anyway, we know there's a lot of people that are going to have a lot of questions and a lot of, you know, anxiety around everything that's going on. You know, we've got a lot of small businesses down here that are quite honestly are going to struggle, and we need to, and I think this group is in agreement. We'll sit down and we'll talk about maybe some kind of a plan to help that situation going forward, and see where we go. Obviously, everybody knows that the whole tri-state area, all the bars and restaurants now will be closed down, except for carry out and delivery. They're going to suffer. All these people that have jobs that they depend on, you know, the $10 to $15 an hour jobs, the tips, you know, the jobs that require tips. All these people need their jobs just like we all do and everyone else does. So, you know, we're asking our folks here at the city that we want to be a calming mechanism for the people out there. And whatever we can do to help make things a little smoother, a little easier, we are willing to try and do. We obviously will not make everyone happy. Unless you read Facebook, then I probably make everybody happy. But the thing is, just remember that, you know, check on your neighbors. We've asked our folks to do that as well. Even if you don't know the neighbor down the street, if they're elderly especially, check on them, because somebody needs to keep an eye out for them. And as these, you know, quarantine times are among us, we just need to be diligent about checking on the elderly and people that are at high risk folks. So that's all I'll really say tonight about this. Like I said, the press release says quite a bit, and it explains what we're trying to do here locally to be a precaution. So I hope that helps everybody.
I'd like to add one thing into that while you're talking about that. I'm kind of worried about the school kids. They're off for 2 weeks now, and then it could be possibly longer, and they're going to do e-learning. I'm worried about the kids that don't have anywhere to go for the Wi-Fi, because the library is closed, community center is closed, everything's closed. I seen one boy, he walks down Water Street every day to go Dunkin' Donuts to do his homework.
Right.
So what can we do? Let's think about this now. We got a few weeks. What can we do to help get the Wi-Fi to these kids?
Well, Tony, that's a great question. I don't know what the answer is right now as we're sitting here tonight. I think it's part of what we need to talk about, because, yeah, they're going to need some access. I don't know that Mr. Gailey and the superintendents around the area have an answer for how they're even going to conduct the rest of the school year. I know the state gave them a 20-day reprieval on the amount of learning days that's required. I think it's 180 days, and they're going to give them 20 as a reprieval, so 160. I think we got 43 days left, so if you take 20 off that, you got 23 days that they're going to have to do e-learning if they don't go back to school. Yeah. I don't know that determination had been made yet.
Just rumors, that's all.
But I'm gonna throw another one out there, and it's all part of what we need to talk about, guys, and we will set up a meeting to talk about this particular subject. But a lot of kids in our community that depend on that hot meal at the school every day, and I think, you know, that's another consideration. I know in the summertime we have some access for them, but if there's a way that we're going to be able to make that happen sooner, I think that's a decision that we need to help with and work in conjunction with the schools and things like that. But yeah, good question. I think we're going to have a lot of things to think about here.
Yeah, a lot of little things will pop up that we just didn't even think about, you know, consider.
You're exactly right, but we will have to make some decisions on that, and you guys will hopefully have some ideas. So, okay. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
So move.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. For tonight's sake, we are foregoing committee reports. We have no new business. One item, Ms. Felix, pool manager and assistant pool manager recommendation.
Thank you, Mayor. I am here tonight to ask the board for approval for the recommendation for the two positions of pool manager and assistant manager. I did conduct interviews over the past few weeks, four in total for these positions. So starting with the pool manager, I'd like to recommend Dolores Abbott. She has been our pool manager over the past, this will be her 5th year. And then in the years prior, she served as the assistant pool manager.
Okay. Questions?
Mayor, I have no questions, but I would like to just let the public know that this board and this council has tried to be as transparent as possible, and that with Mrs. Abbott being one of the people that she has recommended, we do have a nepotism policy in place. I think that we've followed that through and through. You would be the person that would be she would go to you if there was any concerns or anything that needed to be done.
Yeah, I'm her direct
Correct.
report.
Direct.
Yep.
So with that being said, I would entertain a motion that we accept her recommendation with Mrs. Abbott.
All right. Second?
Should I abstain or do I second?
It's up to you. I mean, if you want to abstain, I can second.
I'll just abstain then.
Or you can second it and then abstain on the vote.
You would second it.
I can second it.
Yeah.
I'll second it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Abstain?
Abstain, I'm sorry.
Roll call, please. Roll call, please.
I was thinking about voting no.
Board Member Tony Abbott.
Abstain.
Board Member Tommy Roulette.
Yes.
And President Kelly Malone.
Yes. Passes 2-0-1. Okay, next.
Thank you. Next up is for the assistant pool manager. I did interview 2 candidates for this position, Brandon Abden and Tia Holderby, with both of which I'd like to recommend to the board for the assistant manager position. They'll be working together, which is this, they did this last year as well, so it is typically a 40-hour seasonal position. However, I know Brandon works about 3 and Tia works about 2 days. And this will be the 2nd year that they're both going to be doing this.
They're both school teachers over here at
Yeah,
Yes.
they're both school teachers. They did a great job last year. And usually Brandon will take care of the concession stand mostly, and then Tia will be the days off for the manager. And they just work together. They did real good last year.
Okay. Any questions?
Nope.
If not, I would entertain a motion to approve the manager or the assistant pool manager recommendation from Ms. Felix.
So moved.
Second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like a motion tonight to table the dredging project quote opening and award.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Just ask a question about that. Do you have any idea when the DNR will be in to look into that?
April 1st?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know now if they're going to be allowed to travel down from India.
Oh, okay.
It just depends, but I think April 1st he was coming down to meet with us on site, right?
The last date we had, yes.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that could change.
All right.
Could change. Okay, the next item, I would just entertain a motion that we take no action on this tonight. It would be on the country club partial release of mortgage.
I'll make the motion to take no action.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion will carry. All right. Entertain a motion to approve the claims.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I'd like to open up the city council meeting for March 16th, 2020. Everyone rise for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Mr. Fetty, can I get a roll call, please?
Sure can. Councilperson Tony Abbott.
Here.
Councilperson Justin Nobbert.
Yes, sir.
Councilperson Tommy Roulette.
Present.
Councilperson Lenny Fryman.
Present.
Councilperson Brett Bondurant.
Yes, sir.
Police Chief David Snyder.
Here.
Fire Chief Johnny Tremaine. Here. EMS Director Rick Clark. Here. City Attorney Dale Weldon.
Here.
City Coordinator Brian Messmore. Here. City Court Judge Joe Johns is absent. Mayor
Yes, here.
and myself.
Okay, one thing I did fail to mention when I was talking before the first meeting, we had decided, for those of you out there listening and such, the community center will be closed. They will be doing a thorough cleaning as well and things. I believe the adult center is already closed, but that's not really under our bailiwick. And then, like I said, we'll keep people updated as things change or whatever. Anyway, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Under new business, I'd like to get a motion to table the TIF presentation for tonight.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. I'd like to also table the ALS car show. Before I say anything, or before you guys give me a motion, I talked with Logan. He's looking for another date in July for the time being. So I'll get that back to you if it comes up with something, but I'd like to table it so it doesn't get lost in the thing. So
Make a motion to table.
I'll second it.
second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. Mr. Weldon, Linkmeyer Development proposal.
Thank you, Your Honor. If it pleases the council, we received a proposal from the Linkmeyer Development Group. We reviewed that together as a group, and I would entertain or ask for a motion to either accept that proposal or reject that proposal.
I make a motion that we reject that proposal as given.
Okay. Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Donation committee recommendations. You guys have those in your packet, information, but any questions on those that came from the committee? If not, I entertain a motion to approve the donation committee recommendations.
So move.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. I don't have any additional new or old business.
I have one, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Skip back up to streets, alleys, and curbs, and it considers road bumps, humps, and tables.
Okay.
And I'll let Mr. Fryman take over for it.
Yeah, we was talking up on Bel Air and Village.
Okay.
The people come through there flying pretty fast. Dennis can talk for his street over there.
Probably Dennis doing it.
Yeah, well, he's probably one of them. He's running the stoplights.
You're speeding.
You're speeding up through there and running the stoplights.
I'll tell you, I catch myself doing it all the time.
But I'd like to make a motion that we put speed ups on Bel Air and on the Village Road to slow them down. There's kids up there walking, going to the stores, and they're riding their trikes and their bikes, and they're out in the road, and people's flying by, and I've hollered at them on my street, and you can imagine what they're telling me when they go by, so. But, yeah, we're used to
On
that.
top of that, at a basketball game not too long ago, there was a fella that chased me down kind of in passing and mentioned something, similar issues with Nelson Drive. So right before Wilson Creek, if you're going by the hospital, mentioned something like that. I didn't even get a name or anything, but he said he lives down at the corner and was interested in doing some of the same thing. Just
Is that something we should have? We should just make a motion to have Mario kind of take a look
Yeah,
at
that's what I was
and-
gonna say.
and just kind of evaluate it and bring it back to us, a plan.
Yeah, because we'd have you'd have to determine if you're going to do something for temporary during the summer months.
Correct. And I did talk to Mr. Fryman and kind of recommended the rubber temporary bumps.
Okay. Well, can you get us a report back on those three roads that have been brought up?
So that was
then-
Nelson
Village.
Village?
I think that's the road name, right?
Yes,
Right.
it is.
Okay.
Nelson
Like I
Village
said,
and
he
Bel
kinda
Air.
Caught me on the way out.
Sim, back past where your daughter lives, is that Nelson? Yeah. And then Bel Air and Village?
Village, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
So can we get a second on that motion?
I just wanted to make sure we got it in on this meeting
So it's not
because
really a motion, just
spring's gonna be here before you know it.
I'm sorry?
I said I wanted to make sure I got it in on this meeting, even though we're trying to go through it quick. 'Cause-
That's fine. Okay, that's fine.
all right.
It's okay, though, we don't need to do that in the form of a motion, we'll just have Mario come back next meeting and give us an update, and then you guys can vote to do it.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Thank
All
you
right.
for bringing that up, Tony. I forgot it again.
As long as it's not trees, we're okay.
There we go, yeah.
Oh, I got one other thing. Are you working on my trees, Mario?
We're working, Tony.
Before we get to the comments
I'm
of the
glad you're
audience,
not paid hourly.
I just want to say one more thing. During this time where we're going to have limited gatherings and such, when we do have our public meetings, unless the governor puts out a proclamation that open meetings are not allowed to be closed to the public, or that, unless he puts out a proclamation that says open meetings can be closed to the public, we will continue to have our meetings, as long as they're not executive, open. Entry and exit will be from Walnut Street, but we're going to do that for a couple reasons. It's also for some consideration that our first responders, in conjunction with Mike Abden, have done regarding active shooter training and things like that. So that will be a permanent thing. But the other thing is we will have abbreviated agendas, simply just for time's sake. They said to limit the amount of time that you're in a place together anyway. So that's why we skipped over something like committee reports, things like that. Now, if they have something they have to bring up, we're going to do that. But I'm just saying we're going to limit the amount of agenda items wherever we can.
Understandable.
So just wanted to make everybody aware. Any comments from the audience? Okay. If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve claims.
So move.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I always like that part
It's
of it.
a short meeting. I got 3 minutes left.
Yeah, you do. Take them home. Never happens. Take them home with you.
Sir?
Good meeting, Dylan.
Yes, sir.
Get on your pain, you know it.
I wonder how they get it down here, though.
Thanks again for laughing.
I don't know how that stuff works. Can you send that to me? The link or whatever?
Don't fall off them shoes.
I'll just pop back and listen. I'm gonna get it to you first. Do it, then I'll let you go up on.
He's talking, I'm gonna let you.
That's one thing, you make sure it gets done, don't you?
Hey,
I'm very well good
right
here.
here.
Good.
I sprint, I look up, make sure nobody leaves, I yell at them if they do.
I hear you're gonna help down at Main Street with events? Well, maybe not for me. Are you gonna be able to do that? Or?
Sorry about that.
If you guys have any questions, feel free to track me down.
Oh, did you? Okay. A lot going on down there.
Thank you.
Busy down there. It's good stuff. Oh, you did? Oh,
That's it.
That's
That's the only one. That's the only one.
You still working down?
Easy night tonight, boys. That's right. Yes. Easy night tonight. All right, see you guys. All right, see you later. All right,
Hey, let's sit down and talk about that. Thanks, David. Chief Snyder.
Have a good one.
Counting days down.
He's been doing quite a bit for the past 3 or 4 days.
Oh, no. I'm not
Yeah, where's mine? Huh?
You got your bringing it up
Did I?
to the next utility board.
When?
That's what you want to do if you want. That's not. It's going to be. Hey, Mario. Throw me under the bus.
Hey, Mario. You gonna make sure that's locked?
Oh, who's gonna turn this thing off?
Yes, I sent out.
Hey, Mario, let me know when you come up there.
Either posted